Ja, dann wollen wir mal wieder zurück, ne?
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up. You can get to the back lot through that door and down the corridor, Mr. Wake.
Thanks.
Der hat nicht mal Strom, der PC.
The parking lot is through that door and down the corridor. Pay no attention to Walter Snyder on your way.
Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they won't...
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Weil das Coole ist, gestern habe ich ja gespielt und da waren, glaube ich, 15 Sekunden von irgendeinem Copyright-Ding. Ne? Haben sie mir natürlich gleich weggeclaimt. Auf Twitch schon. Aber nicht die 15 Sekunden. Nein. Nein. Das wäre ja zu viel des Guten. Die haben gleich 6 Minuten davon weggeclaimt. Um ganz sicher zu gehen, oder was?
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Hey, you! Can you help me? Can you turn the lights on? Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're all right. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time.
Ich glaube, das war dieses
I got drunk afterward.
What Coming Next. Die Musik.
Unless you got
Oder hier End of Chapter 1. Die Musik war das, glaube ich. Ich habe ja noch versucht drüber zu quatschen, aber hat nicht funktioniert.
Oh, sir, it only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das was bringt, die Musik auszumachen. Weil wenn es nämlich so Cinematic-Musik ist, ne? Also mit Cinematic sind ja die Videos gemeint.
Yeah, well, I don't hear.
Die sind ja auch trotzdem noch volle Pulle, ne? Also.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power. The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, "Go through the fence on the left."
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've Had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting that the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Ja, habe ich nicht sogar Season 1? Bin mir gar nicht sicher.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Jetzt nur musikmäßig oder auch Sprüche? Weil manchmal sind ja auch Sprüche, die geklemmt werden oder so. Oder Stimmen oder sowas, ne? Wie zum Beispiel am Anfang von BioShock 2. Da kommt doch diese Synchronstimme von, der immer auch hier Mark Wahlberg synchronisiert. Und wenn der quatscht, ne, von wegen, wo er seine Kippe hoch da und in sein Portemonnaie guckt und sowas alles, das wird alles weggeklebt, wenn der da quatscht. Obwohl da nicht mal Musik läuft oder so. Es wird einfach nur die Stimme weggeklebt.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Das möchte ich auch mal wissen, wo deine Frau ist.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Ich dachte, der hat jetzt uns angerufen, so von wegen, da hat er uns ja bestimmt gesehen, ne? Wie wir den Führerschein da aufgehoben haben, aber das war jetzt Barry, oder wie der heißt, ne?
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
I write the story, I save her, what?
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Meinst du jetzt bei
I had to talk to someone.
Walking
I
Dead?
told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper.
Na, hier bei den Cinematics kann ich es eh nicht machen, es sei denn, ich müsste. Oder ich überspringe sie.
To rent a cabin.
Musik habe ich ja jetzt ausgemacht erstmal.
Any of it. It's not good. And
Aber wenn die Musik hier in den Videos drin ist, dann kann ich die nicht ausmachen.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow, I was just thinking about you.
Ja, du kannst kurz davor sagen, gleich kommt DMCA oder so, und
On the
dann,
balcony.
weiß ich nicht, muss ich das halt überspringen.
Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Was war das denn?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you.
Wie gesagt, wenn jetzt so mitten in diesem Anfangsvideo, wo er gerade gequatscht hat und dann im Hintergrund gerade die Berge zu sehen war, da lief doch ganz leise noch Musik so nebenbei. Wenn die DMCA ist oder halt weggeclaimt werden kann, dann wird die halt bei diesem, wenn ich jetzt ein Video wieder draus mache, dann ist halt dieser Part wieder stumm. Da ist dann komplett alles weg. Zum Beispiel, also wir haben ja jetzt im Moment schon 2 Videos, ne? Das erste ist komplett frei und beim zweiten, da fehlen jetzt 6 Minuten. Da sind 6 Minuten einfach stumm.
Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Funny Form. Ja, wie gesagt, ich habe jetzt erstmal Musik ausgemacht. Aber ich muss ganz ehrlich sagen, lieber habe ich dann, weiß ich nicht, 2 Minuten stumm oder 6 Minuten meinetwegen auch, als dass ich dann irgendwann das in der Backe habe oder so halt. Ne. Dann ist es halt so. Ich meine, ich finde es ja trotzdem gut von Twitch, dass die halt Sachen halt einfach stumm machen, denn so auch als Schutz für die Leute, für die Streamer, ne, dass die dann halt nicht auf den Sack kriegen. Dann fehlen halt 2, 3 Minuten oder so. Dann ist es halt so.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky. Max is still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton. Okay, boy, we're almost done here.
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing, listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Also man könnte ja meinen, dass er vielleicht selber seine Frau gekidnappt hat. Oder so. Sind das 5 oder mehr Minuten? Aber wegen 3 Sekunden sollte man eigentlich nicht geclaimt werden, ne? Also. Eigentlich wird ja das Stück wird ja nur gemutet, ne? Also es wird ja nichts richtig geclaimt. Es wird ja von Twitch aus gemutet, dass da nichts weiter passieren kann.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Ich kann mir aussuchen, ob ich jetzt hingehe oder hinfahre oder was.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay. Okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Will er jetzt mitkommen? Ja, los, Barry, mach auf. Und wieder Musik in einem Video.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission. You want to know where you can shove that flashlight?
Ich habe doch letztens noch 12 Batterien gehabt, jetzt nur noch 7. Wo sind meine 5 Batterien hin? Frechheit. Mir einfach 5 Batterien geklaut, ey.
Real funny, Al. Real funny. Ha! Thank you. I'll just sit here in the dark till you come back. Or until I get eaten by a grue.
Strom sparen, Keule, Strom sparen. Kannst dich auch ins Feuer setzen. Dann machst du einen auf Until Dawn oder so. Vielleicht wäre noch Until Dawn ein Spiel, was wir zocken könnten. Weiß nicht, gibt es das überhaupt für den PC? Keine Ahnung. Ah, wir haben so viele Spiele, aber Mädchen, wir werden ja nie fertig mit den Spielen, ey. Ja, so viele.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
PS4 und Android? Until Dawn, echt? Okay. Vielleicht muss ich mir früher oder später eventuell doch eine Konsole nochmal zulegen. Aber dann ist natürlich die Frage, welche. Oder man macht es vielleicht über dieses PS Now. Gibt es das nicht auch für den PC, so wie Xbox Game Pass? Kann man nicht auch PlayStation-Spiele jetzt schon auf dem PC spielen? Mit diesem PS Now? Ja, weiß ich jetzt auch nicht. Wir haben nur noch 12 Schuss, aber was ist denn hier los, Spiel? Warum klaust du mir denn ständig immer irgendwelche Sachen? Checkpoint.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Also ich glaube, diese ganzen Manuskripte, ne? Wenn er die ja so vorliest, dann ist es ja so, als wenn er...
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest.
Irgendwie habe ich das Gefühl, wir spielen gerade nur das Buch nach, was er selber schreibt.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Es fühlt sich ja so an, als wenn wir gerade sein Buch, was er schreibt, nachspielen. Also, dass das nicht alles echt ist, sondern dass es alles wirklich nur dieses aus dem Buch heraus ist ja, dass dich alle für verrückt halten, aber auf die Idee, dem Verrückten die Waffe abzunehmen, kommt keiner. Na, weil ich glaube, dass es ein Buch ist, was wir gerade spielen. Die Manuskripte haben immer entweder das beschrieben, was wir schon erlebt haben, oder das beschrieben, was wir dann als nächstes erleben. Weil ich hatte auch schon Manuskriptseiten gefunden, das habe ich noch gar nicht erlebt. Und dann, weiß ich nicht, 20 Minuten später oder so bin ich an diesem Punkt dann angekommen, wo ich es dann erlebt habe, was in diesem Manuskript drin stand. Deswegen, ja.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson has just parked his rear end in the studio. Doc, what's your Deerfest plan like?
My plan? You make it sound a lot more organized than I ever seem to manage.
Oh, yeah.
No plan, really. Just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety to do much more than that, you know.
Oh, tell me about it. No sack race for us older gentlemen, huh?
Yes, exactly, Pat. But I'm going to check out the parade, of course. And I'll be one of the pie contest judges, too.
Well, that takes a different kind of constitution.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Wo ist meine Schrotflinte?
Exercise.
Now, Doc, seriously, you're in pretty good shape, though. You're the outdoors type. I know for a fact you're an avid fisherman.
That's right. Matter of fact, just caught a heck of a largemouth bass early this morning.
But you're not taking part in the fishing contest?
No, not this year. See, Pat, I'm just not that competitive anymore. Now I just like to take my time and enjoy the peace of it. It's no fun if I need to worry about what I'm catching, you know?
Well, considering your track record, the participants are probably pretty happy you feel that way.
Well, Pat, that's kind of you to say.
Schauen wir mal, was Interessantes kommt. Eure Stromrechnung, nicht meine. Ist das wirklich eine Waffe, die er hat? Oder nur seine Fantasie? What? Irgendwas nicht gesehen hat. Okay, war jetzt nicht wegen dem Reifen, okay. Ich habe irgendwas nicht gesehen. Also das Licht ist kaputt gegangen, aber stand da vielleicht jemand? Vielleicht stand da jemand, keine Ahnung. Lass das Gequatsche, das Mädchen ist schon ganz verwirrt. Ja. Wie verwirrt? Nein, ist er.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization. But some crimes are impossible to punish, especially in Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Man in the Mirror.
Man in the mirror.
He's inside, Agent. He's a weird one.
So, you're confessing to killing that guy, huh? Why?
Had it coming?
Yeah, but why would you do that? I mean, you're a nice guy. Normal. Took a kid to a soccer game. So how come at the game, you pick a guy and, quoting from the arresting officer's report here, assault the victim's head area repeatedly with the weapon of choice being a pair of bare fists? Wow, that sentence really flows, huh? Maybe you're not the literary type. Okay, so you mess him up. But why? Who was that guy? We couldn't ID him. Why would a guy like you do him like that?
I didn't like his face?
Well, you must have hated it, because you really went to town there. I mean, there's no way to tell what he looked like. No ID on him either.
That must be difficult.
But then we ran the fingerprints. Got a match. Your prints. Identical.
Huh, how about that?
Your son said you were wearing a white shirt when you took him to the game, but the white shirt is on the dead guy.
It's plenty red now.
You won't get away with this.
Do you really think that's in any way relevant to me? I had plenty of time to talk to my boy before the cops arrived, you know? He won't stop screaming, am I right? You think he's ever gonna be okay? I left my mark, believe me.
You bastard.
What? You gonna shoot me? What's the point? I'm going to prison. You got me.
I don't understand any of this.
And you never will. Don't worry. Maybe you'll see me again, Agent. Maybe in the mirror.
Okay. Was war das denn für ein Crap? What? Hallo? Jemand zu Hause? Nein? So, was passiert denn als nächstes? Nee, ist ganz... fast am Ende.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
Okay, also irgendwas mit Rose. Müssen wir mal drauf achten, ob das wirklich kommt oder nicht.
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. "Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page." The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty.
Run!
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Run!
Anybody? Help me!
Zeig mir mal dein... Zeig mir mal dein Bein.
Help me, somebody.
Und danach?
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard. It didn't hurt until he tried to move and saw his leg bend the wrong way, felt the broken ribs stabbing him on the inside. Rusty howled in pain and fear, suddenly afraid to die alone. The ranger's office was locked. I'd need a key to get in.
So, Rusty, wie sieht's aus? Was sagen deine Beine?
Hello? Back here! I'm back here! Hey, please help me! I'm here! I'm hurt! I can't move!
Ich seh nix, wo bist du?
Mr. Wake?
Und?
Hell, it happened just the way it was on that page. I found came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must. The lights.
Ne?
I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Na, was hattet ihr von meiner Theorie?
Did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened. Shh. Good boy.
Bin verwirrt. Wieso? Stand doch so drinne in dem Manuskript, was als nächstes passiert. Ih. Wie gesagt, ich glaube, wir spielen nur das Buch nach, was er schreibt.
The only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Da stellt sich die Frage, ist das wirklich eine Waffe, die er da hat? Obwohl es ja eigentlich egal ist, weil wir sind ja im Buch. Oder wir spielen gerade sein Manuskript nach. So könnte man das auch sagen.
At the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
Irgendwas mit einer Axt? Mit einem Pool of Light? Okay.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
Run!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Liquid darkness.
just need hunting licenses.
Genau, bleibt schön drinne. Hm? Ist hier noch jemand anders? Ich wurde doch gerade von irgendjemandem angeschossen, oder? Oder haben sie wieder nur ihre Extra nach mir geschmissen? So, Rusty is gone.
Had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals.
What?
Fishing is only permitted for those visitors who purchase a park
fishing
license. Obey
Ach, da oben.
at all times.
Rusty? Rusty, no!
Never. To bears and wolves, never approach any other wildlife closer than
25 yards.
Pets must be leashed.
At all times.
Never leave your
And unattended.
It is
Against the law.
to remove any
Natural objects
or historical artifacts from the park.
grounds.
This includes even you may
Find along the river.
or even simple berries.
Stop. Okay. Muni! Mach dich voll, Alter, mach dich voll! Das die spawnen ja auch wieder stündlich nach, oder was? Das hört sich aber nicht gut an. Oh. Licht. Der wollte doch gerade rübersteigen, oder? Sah das nur so aus.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Hey, er ist das Zentrum dieser Welt. Wenn er verrückt wird, wird die ganze Welt verrückt.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens. but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Gerade im Kreis oder was? Ach so. Stimmt, ich bin ja darüber gegangen. Ja, ja, ja. Irgendwas zum Einsammeln? Thermoskanne zum Beispiel? Nee. Ich habe gerade einen Checkpoint gekriegt. Mal gucken, was passiert, wenn ich da ins Wasser reinspringe. Geronimo! It never happened before.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Nice. Hört sich mal an, als wenn irgendjemand atmet. Meine Schrotze, die ich nicht behalten darf. Nice. Noch mehr Batterien. 17 Stück. Ah ja, stimmt. Wir hatten 20 letztes Mal. Batteries? Gib mir lieber ein bisschen Schrotflinten-Muni. Natürlich. Lovers Peak. Sollte ich da hin? Man hört die schon, oder was? Die Gegner?
Nobody in Bright Falls seemed to know where Al was, but Rose, the waitress at the diner, had seen him. From what Barry could tell, Al pretty much fell off the face of the earth when he left the diner. Rose was just the kind of fan that Al hated, but she really tried to help. She was smart, too, knew a lot about what was going on in the town, knew a lot about Al, even knew who Barry was. Barry liked her. That was no big surprise. When it came to women, Barry and Al rarely saw eye to eye.
Also in der letzten Episode haben wir ja vergessen, nee, nicht vergessen, aber da gab es ein paar Manuskripte, die hatten auch so, was soll ich sagen, so Flammen dran, Feuer dran. Was sie wahrscheinlich auch so ein bisschen Special gemacht haben. Aber von denen haben wir zum Beispiel gestern gar keine gefunden, ne? Mit Feuer dran. Special-Seiten. Sehr einladend hier, muss ich sagen. So, 6 Schuss. Ein bisschen wenig. Für den lieben Stefan. Der mag Schrotflinten im Spiel. Es gibt allerdings auch Spiele, ne, da sind die Schrotflinten extra scheiße gemacht. Da hat der Power. Was ist denn der so kräftig? Nice. Also wenn man sich gar nicht bewegt, dann... treffen die einem gar nicht, oder was? Manchmal ist es ja so, ne, dass dann einen NPCs nur treffen, weil man sich bewegt hat. Ist 200 Jahre alt? Mhm, okay. 66 Meter Tor. Schön. Ich erinnere mich halt so übelst krass an Resident Evil 4 Gegner, ne? Mit diesen Äxte-Werfen und so. Nö, diesmal nicht. Oh, jetzt kann er wieder nicht rennen, nee. Jetzt kann er wieder nicht rennen, nee. Komischerweise, wenn er nicht angegriffen wird, ne? Im Kampf ist oder so. Hat er voll viel Ausdauer. Kaum ist er im Kampf, kann er noch 5 Meter rennen.